can electronics affect our daily lives? We all know we love our beloved electronics, but have you ever wondered what electronics can do to our daily lives? How can electronics affect our mind and body? How can electronics affect our eyes? When we spend so much time looking at the screen, it can cause vision problems such as dry eyes, light sensitivity, double vision, and even headaches. How can electronics affect our brain? Too much screen time can cause acute stress and even chronic stress. In some stress reactions, sometimes it can be addictive and we get glued to our phone's electronics and you might just need a little break. How can electronics affect our health? Looking down at an electronic gadget for long periods can lead to neck and back pain as well as pain in the elbow, wrist, and hands. How can electronics be good? We all know our parents say electronics is bad for you, but sometimes it can be quite the opposite. Electronics or apps can help our diet and track our fitness, and even be a reminder to get up and get the day started. Also, with things like kitchen appliances, think of how you cook food with a microwave or oven. Sometimes, the best thing for today is saying hi to your friend on a game or calling your grandma. Sometimes it can be addictive and we get glued to our phones or electronics. And you might need a little break, but electronics can be good and bad. How can electronics affect our day? Sometimes you get carried away and get glued to your screens and never want to take your eyes off. But this can be a big change in your day. Sometimes you spend so much screen time you can feel sick or maybe get a really bad headache. Or if you get mad at something you see or do, you might take it out on someone not on purpose and end up regretting it. Or you end up having really cool plans for the day, but when you're so stuck on electronics, you can't just get off, and you end up canceling your plans. How can electronics affect our health? Electronics can do a lot for our body, good and bad, but our health is very important for us humans. Let's take a look how electronics can damage our health. Sleep problems, bad posture, vision problems, neck strain, addiction, anxiety, stress, eye strain, social isolation. You can always prevent these things by limiting your screen time or not staring so close to your screens. How can electronics affect us sleeping? We've all stayed up late on our electronics, but this can be bad for you because it makes falling asleep harder and staying asleep harder. It can also be bad for your natural sleep cycle. Sleep is very important for the human body, and if you fall asleep next to one of your electronics, it can cause burns. Your electronics need airflow, so if it is like undercover and it can't take air, the battery may overheat, which can lead to weaker charge and damage. How can electronics affect our fitness? Fitness is a big part in our lives, and it helps by staying healthy. Here's how electronics can change that. Worsening posture, weakness, neck, hand, back pain, not staying in shape, health hazard, interfering with sleep. How can electronics affect the earth? Electronics can be bad for the earth and environment. Electronics often contain hazardous materials such as lead, mercury, and cadmium that can pose serious risk to the environment when they are improperly disposed of or recycled. E-waste can be toxic, it's not biodegradable, and accumulates in the environment, in the soil, air, water, and living things. How can electronics affect our eating habits? Electronics don't have much to do with food, but they have something to do with our eating habits. Electronics can end up making it unhealthy and lower vegetable and fruit consumption, higher energy intake, and higher fast food and snack intake. And electronics can also affect our appetite. Screen times during meals, snacks can distract us all, especially young children, from listening to body cues and hunger and fullness. For some children, this distraction can mean that they are very little despite feeling hungry, whereas for others, it can lead to despite feeling full. How can electronics damage the air? Electronics can do pretty bad harm to the air, and since the air is very important to the human body and Earth, it can be very important not to damage it. You might think electronics have nothing to do with air, but it can be harmful. Electronic waste also contribute to air pollution. These are devices that do not belong in the regular trash since they contain lead, mercury, cadmium, and other potentially harmful chemicals. Thank you for reading all about how electronics can affect our daily lives. See you next time at Genius Hour. Any questions?